As Trump insists Iran lost this war, do the scars on one of America's most important Gulf radars now tell a very different story about who really took a hit? If a $1.1 billion radar hub has been gutted on camera, do these new images quietly shred the clean victory narrative coming out of the Pentagon? When early satellites suggested only minor damage, why do fresh, ground-level visuals now reveal what looks much closer to a radar carnage zone? And if one of the core sensors in Washington's Gulf Shield is visibly ripped open, how deep did Iran's missiles really cut into US defenses that night? Even as Trump claims Iran lost, new images are laying bare the scale of American losses in the Gulf, starting with a badly mauled early warning radar. Newly released footage shows far deeper damage than first reported at a key US radar site in Qatar. Ground-level shots suggest Iran's 28 February strike did far more than scorch the surface or singe paintwork. The target was America's ANFPS-132 Block 5 early warning radar complex near Dahol in Qatar. This system is regarded as one of Washington's most valuable sensors in the entire Gulf missile defense web. Earlier satellite passes hinted at only limited damage, but close-up footage now tells a very different story. The images show collapsed external panels, exposed internal framework and heavy scorching across the structure. Iran's IRGC quickly claimed the radar had been destroyed in its retaliatory barrage, a boast many initially dismissed as propaganda. Early March satellite pictures showed scorched earth and what looked like damage concentrated on one side of the radar site. Close-range stills now reveal the outer shell torn open and parts of the main structure apparently sagging or partially collapsed. Yellow insulation layers are clearly visible, suggesting the strike punched through the outer cladding into the radar's inner skin. Black soot streaks along the A-frame roof sections point to extended heat and fire damage, not just a brief flash. Debris fields scattered around the building include twisted metal panels and structural fragments thrown clear by the blast. Other angles show exposed framework, wiring, vents and load-bearing supports that were never meant to see daylight. The IRGC had boasted that its missiles completely destroyed a $1.1 billion American radar, claims now harder to dismiss outright. Analysts caution this may not be total annihilation, but they already call it a strategically meaningful hit. Even partial degradation of a node like this can slow interception times, blind parts of the sky and force a rethink of force posture. The ANFPS-132 provides continuous long-range surveillance across much of the Gulf and wider Middle East, feeding data into US and allied defense networks. Its detection range extends out to roughly 5,000 kilometers for tracking ballistic missile launches and trajectories. The radar uses fixed-phased array faces, steering its beams electronically rather than moving the structure mechanically. It is built around solid-state transmit-receive modules that allow near-constant scanning of large swathes of sky. Each unit is estimated to cost about $1.1 billion to build and field, making it one of the priciest single sensors in the region. Experts say replacing or fully rebuilding such a site can take anywhere from 5 to 8 years under normal conditions. And this ANFPS-132 was not the only high-end sensor the US lost or saw degraded during Iran's missile volleys, raising uncomfortable questions about how secure America's Gulf Shield really is. An Iranian strike has reportedly taken out a high-value air defense sensor position within a US military compound, marking yet another precision attack that targeted critical American technology. According to Defense Security Asia in a report dated March 15, the strike occurred inside the heavily guarded US Embassy compound in Baghdad, a stunning breach of one of America's most secure facilities in Iraq. Preliminary assessments indicate that a $20,000 Iranian kamikaze drone was responsible for the strike, which allegedly destroyed a Swedish-built Giraffe 1X radar system installed within the compound. The incident once again underscores how inexpensive, mass-produced drones can bypass or overwhelm costly and complex air defense systems that the US relies on for base protection. Iran's drone program is known for using commercially available electronics and simple navigation systems, allowing it to mass-produce large fleets of unmanned aircraft at remarkably low cost. In stark contrast, the the Saab Giraffe 1X radar targeted in Baghdad carried an estimated price tag of $2 million, according to Defense Security Asia, illustrating the dramatic cost imbalance between offense and defense in modern warfare. These new images are surfacing just as US and Iranian negotiators sit down in Islamabad, with both sides fully aware of how much damage has already been done.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.